Libra, hello and welcome to my channel, and this is your 5-card tarot card overall energy reading, but it's going to be for the month of September 2020. So that's the time period. It's a general reading for the larger collective of Libras, and it's intended for informational purposes. The information may not resonate with every Libra, and that's understandable, and it's perfectly okay to take what fits and let the rest go. To save time, I already shuffled the cards and requested the universal guidance. The cards selected ejected on their own during the shuffle. The 5 cards exited during the shuffle are listed here. The first card here represents your past influences. These were significant energies with the overall collective of Libra within the last few months. In some cases, the energies may have resolved. In other cases, it could still be lingering. The second card here represents the overall energy for your present energies. This is what's going on currently. The third card represents the overall energy for future challenges or future issues, and these are things that could be on the cusp or haven't occurred just yet. The third card here represents the overall, fourth card, I'm sorry, represents the overall challenges, energies, things that may come up. Keep in mind that challenges may not necessarily mean anything negative. They can be provided as information, but most often they're presented as choices that you can make using your own free will, of course. And the last card here represents the overall outcomes energy for this period for the larger collective of Libras as a general reading. First, I'd like to say, if you'd like to support this channel, understand that the YouTube algorithms depend on 3 major things, and I call them the big 3, and that's to click on the like the video, click on subscribe to the channel, and click on the notification buttons. I request your support if you find suit, because it will help YouTube market my channel to a larger group in the YouTube world without those algorithms. And if you already subscribe to the channel and put the like and notifications, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't, if you could please consider. You won't get bombarded with much stuff, but it does help me get broader circulation within YouTube. So anyway, it's up to you, but thank you very much. And also wish and I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Excuse me. And wish you a happy holidays and a safe holidays for the month of December. Let's get started. For Libra. Okay, we have a death card here. Now, the death card is a major arcana card, and it is in your past influences. So it's a major energy for the larger collective of Libras. And let's find out. Angels and spirit guides, please help us understand why the death card is in the past influences for our Libras, please. Okay. Well, Libras, in the past few months, the significant energy that I'm picking up right now that may not have been for every Libra, but it's the significant energy that's coming forward. In the past few months, many Libras are showing that they went through some sort of change, transition, or transformation. And part of this could have been, it could have been willingly something that you were wanting to do, and in other cases, it could have been something that you had to do. You do no choice. You needed to do it. So, but what it really means here is that the reason that you were going through this, or the Libras were going through this, is because, and if it was something that you willingly were going through, you knew that you needed to transform yourself and to clear away sort of old baggage, an old history, and old things that weren't working for you, in order to bring about new changes and new thoughts and new ideas and new feelings. This sort of helps welcome to any sort of change that was positive, and it's used to sort of as a cleansing, transformational force in your life. And for the Libras that went through this, it was about clearing away sort of any, or attempting to clear away any limiting factors, so that other doors can open for you, and you can find more satisfying experiences within your life. Usually the death card here, keep in mind, is actually a very positive card. because it doesn't represent what it says here. What it represents that it's an ending of something that no longer serves you, and that's really what this card is about. And so it's a significant change, though. It's not just something that changes, easily. It's usually around a significant change. Um, Typically, it's about reviewing. Libras. I'm thinking that you were in the past few months. You were using that energy to sort of um, go through retrospection, assessing your life, and really looking at what was important to you and what no longer was serving you. Um, and the reason you were doing that was it was to open up possibilities of something more valuable and more essential. That old saying that you have to close one door to open another simply applies here. In many cases, some Libras, you felt the need. It was important for you to put your past behind you, and to part ways with old triggers and old ideas. And because in order to do that, and to bring about new opportunities and new possibilities, so that you can embrace those. In some cases, it was difficult to sort of let go of these, feelings, or sometimes it's even people and things and habits. It could be um, uh, because you just sort of knew that there was an importance to it, and in order to do so, whether it was for your health, whether it was for, it doesn't matter what the reason was. It's usually because it's a positive reason, because it's needed due to a renewal phase, and again, that transformation to change. Um, if for I'm picking up most Libras were doing this because they realized it. Some, though, may have sort of had to be forced to go through this change by some sort of trauma, or significant trigger that brought about this, and sort of forced you to look at it. Um, but for those that were resisting this in the past few months, um, many realized you're going to experience more pain, and whether it was emotional or physical, because it's sort of the universe's way of kicking you in the butt, so to speak, to make a change that's to bring you to your higher good. And if you resisted it was a little more painful. I think those that sort of embraced it and were forecasting the change and planning for it did so much better. And it is a good thing. It's very important that this process took place for you, Libras. Um, so, you know, and again, as I said earlier, this is, this death card here is about letting go, in some cases, just unhealthy habits, and unhealthy attachments that were in your life, so that can bring about, a fuller and more fulfilled experience in meaning in life and people. Um, this ending card, or this death card, teaches you to let go of outworn and outgrown ways of life, and it is motivating you to move forward, and actually helps you progress and not stagnant. Um, this card in your past influences for many Libras was the opportunity to break bad habits or change patterns of behavior that don't serve you. The energy that I'm picking up was, for most Libras, was a time to sort of cut out excess, and to let go of unnecessary things that have no meaning in your life. It's that purge the old belongings, purge old memories, and letting go of baggage, emotional baggage that just gets in your way. And those of you who went through it are, and you still may be feeling some pain from it, but those who have gone through it, success is going to come, and that's the universe's way to assure you of that. In our present energy for Libra, we have the Three of Pentacles. Angel and Spirit guides, please help us understand why the Three of Pentacles is here for our Libras in their present energy, please. Well, keep in mind here, Libras, that the three in all suits of the tarot card uh, signify sort of initial stages of an implementation that follows an idea or a planning phase. So that's generally what threes mean. And in this case, I'm picking up that for some Libras, the energy that I'm picking up here is that you've been laying out sort of plans, or you've been strategizing. Some of you have been gathering resources, whether it's money, people, or time. You've been sort of um, again, just sort of building a strategic plan for some sort of idea or change that you're wanting to make. And this is really a significant milestone of some sort of change that you're wanting to make. And that could be whether it's a change of career, you're going through the stages of moving, or change of a relationship, or whatever it is. But you've been outlining sort of, even if it's mentally, sort of identifying the steps that you need to do to get you to make this change. And that is a milestone. It's your thoughts have been on it. So this doesn't mean that you've completed it. It just means that you're in the process of change. Yeah, I'm just picking up that many of you have got the ball rolling. That's really what I'm picking up here in your present energy. I'm picking up that you also have identified that significant people or things that are needed that are important in order to help you make this change, and you're gathering them together so that when you're ready to make this change, you have everything you can think of in place, and that's going to be very important in its good planning, and it's going to help you be successful at whatever change it is that you're trying to make here, Libra. The Three of Pentacles usually turns up in a reading, particularly now in your present energy here, is because it's a signal to collaborate with others, and it's about creating synergies, to help you achieve change, and that's what I'm picking up. Many of you are in the process of doing, or at least have the thinking of knowing what to do. The Three of Pentacles here, understand, represents the value of different ideas, and it's about getting different levels of experience, and most importantly, it is about collaborating. And I think this is about gathering, whether it's on your own, but I am picking up that you are asking, whether it's an unofficial or an informal way, to get specialized knowledge about what it is that you're wanting to do. You're wanting to find out from other people's mistakes, from other people's experiences, from what you can do to sort of make it a less painful journey, and more smooth. It's good planning that needs to come. And by gathering with other people and collaborating, which is what this card is about, is you're going to get their insights, and along with this process, it's going to sort of create a positive energy for you, and it's going to help you improve your outcomes with this. This is not about any sorts of superiority. This is really just about information gathering to help a common good, your good. As long as it's done within, for good reasons, you're going to be successful with this. In some cases, it could be a work project as well. That's the other side I'm picking up. So if this is not something that you're individually or internally trying to do, if you are working with a work project or something that you've been assigned, you're finding out, even from whether it's a club or a church group or work or whatever else, you're finding that if you've been assigned it, you're going to get more accomplished if you gather and work collaboratively. So again, the key word here is a collaborative energy that Libras are feeling right now. Yeah, I'm just picking up here, Libras, that the Three of Pentacles is again showing up here in your present energy. And for you to see this as a sign of encouragement. It's a message to you that you're on the right track, and feel assured and confident that whatever you're doing, you're going to make progress. And this is encouraging you to keep that energy flowing. adequate preparation, management, and organization, they're all going to be integral components of the Three of Pentacles here. So this, if you keep on this, you're going to achieve your goals much quicker and more smoother. And this is great. This is you're building a comprehensive plan, and as long as you follow the schedule and make changes as needed, of course, you're going to see it pay off for you. Whatever it is your outcome. You're going to see it pay off. So that's the message. In your future, you have Judgment. Now, this is a major arcana card for you, the Libras. Angel and Spirit Guides, please help us understand why the Judgment card is in this reading for their future readings for our Libras, please. Well, keep in mind that there's a difference between the Justice card and the Judgment card. Understand that the Judgment card, it usually indicates that Libra, you're needing to make some sort of life-changing decision, which just sort of is reflected here in your present energy. But what's different in the Judgment card versus the Justice card is that this usually energy is focused on where a decision needs to be made, and it usually is blending your intuition and your intelligence. Libra, you may be at a crossroads, and some of you are, this crossroads, you may be realizing it is going to bring about a significant change, and it's going to have long-lasting effects. And it's also understanding that no matter what choice you make, that it's going to have long-lasting effects, no matter which one. So, this is cards showing up here and giving you encouragement, and is advising you to, trust your higher self and trust your judgment, your own judgment, and to know that you're on the right path. And in case that there's some situations where you need to seek some sort of clarity to whatever you're working on, then the universe, the message here is look to your past and look to your life lessons, and they will guide you to the right decision. Libras, the Judgment is coming here in your tarot card reading, and this is in your future, things around the cusp here. It's because typically it means that some Libras, you're close to reaching a significant stage in your journey. It's telling me that some Libras, you've done your review, you've done your evaluation of your past experiences, and you have come to a point that you've learned from them. And think of this as all the pieces, the puzzles of your life are finally coming together to form a big puzzle or a big picture here. It's a unified picture of your life story. You're able to integrate sort of your healed deep wounds, and you're now able to put the past behind you, and you're able to forgive, and you're able to let it go. And even if it's something that you may have done, you found sort of your absolution. You've cleared your own wrongdoings or regrets, and you're releasing any guilt and sadness about them, because that is key to moving forward. Think of it as a purging. This is a purging process, Libra, that's going to leave you more refreshed, and it's going to allow you to take advantages of new changes and see things in a different light. In some cases, too, I'm picking up for some Libras, this Judgment card, there's an energy here that some Libras may find, it's comfortable to sharing your struggles with others in a group environment, and because you can learn something from that experience. If you are having some sort of difficulty of how to sort of process this, the universe is encouraging you to go to a group of individuals who have something similar to this and to share, because you're going to learn from their experiences as well, and that group experience can help guide you and get through it. So don't feel you have to do this on your own if you're not able to. Seek out social groups or group help or something like that, if that's something that's of interest to you. Yeah. In your outcome energy here for Libra, we have the Three of Swords, Angel and Spirit Guides, please help us understand for our Libras why the Three of Swords is in their challenges, energies for this time period, please. Well, Libra, there's something interesting here within your card reading here, and if you haven't seen it, there's a theme here. It's about change and releasing the importance to release things that are no longer serving you, so that you can change, and that's really an underlining meaning that's going through all these cards. And this Three of Swords in your challenges is goes right along with that theme here. The Three of Swords here is in your challenges, it signifies that many Libras are going through emotional release. Some Libras, if you've suffered some sort of a major setback or a loss, the universe here is now telling you this is a good time to have a good cry if you haven't done that in the past. Express your sadness about things that perhaps you've been hanging on to. Expressing sadness and having that good cry in this example is really a cleansing process, and it allows you to do it. So if you've been sort of holding it in, or telling yourself it didn't hurt or whatever else, or whatever, let it out, because you need to let it out. And that's what this card is showing up here for those Libras who haven't been able to have that release, even if it was something from 20 years ago. This is about allowing yourself, Libras, the opportunity to experience these emotions, no matter how painful. So, literally, if you have to cry, shout, scream to the top of your lungs, whether you do it with somebody else or in the privacy of your room, to do it. Do whatever it takes to express, whether it's a feeling of anger or a feeling of sadness or pain, because this will help the emotions flow through and out of you. And that's what you want. You want to be able to process those emotions so that you can let it go and move on. Because, again, the message I'm picking up is that this energy that's coming in for Libras is through the Three of Swords here. It really signals that some of you may be feeling deeply hurt, and are hanging on to some sort of disappointment. So, if you have been hurt by others, or you've experienced, whether it was hurtful words or actions or even intentions, or you've held on to some sort of inflicted intense emotional pain, or sadness or grief or heartbreak, even from your childhood or something else that sort of comes up every once in a while. These events are often unexpected and can come out of the blue, because something usually triggers them, and then it's more painful. Sometimes the holidays can make things more painful because it reminds you of something of long ago. If it's triggering, if you have an emotion that triggered, this card here right now in your challenges is challenging you to address it, to deal with the emotion and let it go. That's your challenge. And if you don't, you're going to continue to repeat this behavior. The universe is telling you right now, Libras, that if you are hanging on to these things, this is your opportunity to have that good cry, let it out. And once you do, you will feel relief. And letting it go, you won't have to carry it with you. And that is going to open more opportunities, and you're going to see everything differently. So your challenges is, do you keep repressing or do you address it? And in our outcomes, we have the Seven of Cups. Angels, Spirits, Guides, please help us understand why the Seven of Cups here is in the outcomes for our Libras, please. Okay, well, typically this is about opportunities. Yeah. I'm picking up here, Libras, that because this energy is showing up here in your outcomes, that this is really the universe telling you that you have new opportunities and choices that are coming. The Seven of Cups here is showing up to remind you that you have options and opportunities from which you can choose, which you may have thought you didn't have. However, the universe is also going to say, but be careful on the choices that you make. Be careful that you don't make choices based on some sort of unrealistic belief or ideals or illusion. You know, things that promise more money or more fame or more power can sound appealing, but you know, when you really look deeper beneath the covers, you also realize there's a catch to everything. So, you know, if you're going to make choices based on your ego to a specific direction, just understand it's important that you check with your higher self first and make sure that it aligns with who you are and your inner and higher values. This is critical. So evaluate your options and research to discover what's really involved with the choices that you want to be making. Keep in mind that the Seven of Cups here, Libra, is also a sign of, you know, sort of wishful thinking and thinking about the future and plans that you would like to have in some sort of outcome. In order to do that, you have to create, though, and you have to understand that you have to take action to here in the present to make, you know, your outcomes for the future forward, and that's about this strategic plan here that tied into the Death card here. Map it out. This can be anything. This could be even from if you want to be in better health or get more exercise, quit smoking or whatever else. You know, if you're in a business, you want more passive income, or your personal life more passive income. This is about thinking of the ideas of how to get it. This is not about achieving it right now. This is thinking and sort of identifying what it is that you want. And the universe is going to say, when you're ready, you could start implementing. But if you haven't implemented it yet, and you've only been thinking about it, that really means that you're not ready for it. But it's okay to think about it. You'll know when you're ready. So if you're right now, if you're sort of just dreaming about what it is that you want, but you're not putting in the work right now, then it's okay. If there's a variety of things that you're wanting, then the universe is going to say, just pick one and work with one at a time. It's much more logical that way. Yeah, something I'm picking up here that they wanted me to be sure to tell you, Libra, is if you start identifying too many things that you're wanting to do and getting excited about it, that's wonderful. But the more things that you're coming up with, and the more ideas that you're coming up with, it's just going to muddy the water, so to speak. It can be all great ideas, but it's really pick one right now. If you try to multitask several of them, it's going to make it more challenging for you, and you're going to get burned out. And that's not what you want. So the universe is guiding you to just pick one idea and go with that one. And once you get the success of that, then you can go to the next and the next. So micromanaging right now, a variety of multitasking is not suggested. The universe is not suggesting that for you. They're also saying it will help you stay focused if you only tackle one idea at a time. They want me to share with you, Libras, that keep in mind that this card here, the Seven of Cups, is an invitation. It's an invitation to move out of your ideas and your wishful thinking phase and pick something, you know, to work on. This is about now implementing. You know that each one of these ideas have pros and cons, and the key, it's going to be up to you to make sure that whatever you are selecting is in alignment, and this is key, is in alignment with your higher purpose and your greater good. So, even if you've been feeling somewhat paralyzed, but that you didn't have a lot of options available to you, the universe is saying you do have options. Open your eyes, but just focus on one thing at a time. You'll get much more successful that way, and you'll feel the success, and you'll feel good about it. Okay? There we have it. So, again, Libras, thank you so much for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. And again, I'll repeat, if you would like to support this channel, I would be very appreciative by clicking on what I call the big three, and that's click to like the video, click to subscribe to the channel, and click to the notification. If you've already done it, thank you so much, and if you haven't done it, please consider to do it. It'll help the algorithms and YouTube push my channel a little bit farther. So thank you. Libras, Happy holidays. Feel free to leave a comment here if you felt any part of this reading was applicable to you. And if only parts of it was or none of it was, just that's totally okay. If it didn't resonate with you, understand this is a general reading. Just let it go and move on. There's no hard feelings or anything else in there because it happens. But if it did, some part of it did, please leave a comment. I'd be grateful, nice to hear from it. So thank you again, Libras, for your time. I wish you a wonderful holiday, and we know the COVID-19 restrictions have been reissued again. Please be healthy and happy and safe, and we'll see you in January. Enjoy.